How do I sound now? Everybody hear us? I had the big button pressed. Sorry about that. Thanks, Scott. Gotcha. Can we hear you now? Yep, we can hear you. We can do it. We can do it, but we'll get into it.
We got lots of flavor.
There it is. Thanks, guys. Yeah, there's a button on the side of this. I didn't have my mic turned around so I could see the mute button. We opening, getting ready for them?
Just getting them ready.
Good. So the linkwood we tried last week, you and I.
We did.
Peated? No, it's not peated.
Not peated.
You didn't try the linkwood?
No, I did not.
You might like that. We found some nice stuff here. Sounding sexy. Thank you very much. I just did my Bart impression. Donner Press Whiskey, Moe's. Everybody's coming in here. Awesome. Anybody drinking anything fun today? We can try something here. I can send. How do I do that again? I can do this. Control. Oh, wait a minute. This is a Mac, so it's Command C, isn't it? I can just do this. If you want to come in, you can. If you don't, and you're busy, that's awesome. So, we have a nice little collection here for guys that are in camp. You broke, oh yes, Dancing Goat, Limousine Rye. Oh, we do have a nice rye over there. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it?
You did not like it.
The bonded stuff.
Rittenhouse.
I don't remember it.
You didn't like the aftertaste.
Okay.
Okay, but if you want to get it,
I recognize the name.
it's in the back, in the second one, in the back corner, where the other ones are.
In the whiskey cabinet.
In the dry whiskey cabinet.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, understood. Don't wake the sleeping giant. Oops.
Oh, yeah. It had a little more bite than the
A little higher ABV in that one.
Japanese one.
Somebody's having a larceny. Glengoyne cast strength is very good, actually. So, thought maybe we'd start off with something here. I'm just blocking out my buddy here, boss. He's my boss. Every other day is my boss. Right now, you'll be my boss tomorrow again, won't you?
Yep.
See, yep. You see how he said that? Yep. Yep. Unfortunately.
See what we can find for you.
Unfortunately, I have to be your boss tomorrow.
Depends on how much we get into.
Okay, so we picked this one up, and I think we'll start with that gentleman. And the reason why is because two of these are peated. One of them says heavily peated.
It does.
And you're excited to find out if it really lives up to that term, don't you?
I'm curious to see how the Bunnahabhain is
Yes.
that way.
But it's not a Bunnahabhain release.
It is not.
Spice Tree is on your calendar, and it should be Mash and Drum. This is an exclusive that went to Wine and Beyond. The problem with these exclusives in big box stores, though, is they don't educate their staff about them. Now, there was a lady in Alberta that was the master distiller for this, and she was the distributor for this, and she did a phenomenal job. And then later on, Tomatin, I think because they were bought up by somebody, decided to go with a big marketing company. And they lost sales. They did. We have quite a few old bottlings. This is Tomatin, 1988. If you can see all that, I'll let you read it because I'm going to have to pull it around to read it. It was bottled in 88 or distilled in 88, bottled in 23. So it's 25 years old and it's 209 bottles. What was it that Know Your Whiskey said there was something different about his?
Oh, it's a different cask. Different bottle, different barrel.
But there's less of them.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Good evening, Bronco. Okay, is everybody ready for us to pour the first dram? What's the ABV one on that one, everybody?
On this?
Yep.
Does not say on the box.
Cork's got a little moisture. Probably been sitting around for a while though. She's pretty dry in the top half.
You'll have to read the bottle, or I can read it for
Oh,
you if your arms aren't long enough.
Yeah, but that's a joke. Balblair, Gordon and McPhail, nice Balblair. Oh, that's a very nice Balblair he's drinking. It is dark.
Oh yeah.
It is darker than this rye.
That's what I'm looking for.
Heavily
The Balblair.
Balblair, yeah. I've tried it. I've tried one of them.
The bottle he's drinking is about a $270 bottle.
Nice.
So there we go. Glug, 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 glug.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll get for the percentage 50 and a bit.
51.9% ABV. You know who would really like to try what you're having there, Jeremy? Is Scott. And I'm going to check because there was one more bottle left in the store. Oh, and there's a tasting coming up. Oh, I got all that all over. Now, you know what? You rub this like a little bit, a dab of it on your hand or your wrist, like perfume.
I'm not sniffing anything off your hands.
You almost did the other day. Somebody had enough cologne on to knock over a freaking elephant.
Your other boss.
My other boss, he said it was like $200 cologne, and that his boss liked it. I'm not sure. Got him an inside joke there, guys. Yeah, man. Send him a sample or send him a whole bottle. That's what I would do.
That's very nice.
Jeremy.
This is very nice, yeah.
Yeah. Rich.
I'll be buying that other bottle.
There's more than one.
Is it?
There were several there, but the box they were in weren't in that great a shape, but we're not drinking the box.
No, we're not. So
Okay,
we'll
so-
be going shopping again.
These are Canadian Glencairn glasses.
Today.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salancha.
Solange.
Salange.
Solange.
If you're from Newfoundland, just Chalange, blah, 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 blah. Cheers, whatever. Have a great day.
Get her in you.
Mm.
That is nice.
A little bit of
Jeremy, tell
strength to it.
Yeah, wait.
tell Rob he
Bite.
can sleep
Get a bite.
in class.
Ooh.
That'd be a nosy. Just get the footstool.
I'm just texting Rob. He's got to go back to school tomorrow. Anybody got kids going to school tomorrow?
Yeah, me.
Yeah? Are they excited?
Yeah, he's excited. First day of junior kindergarten,
Oh, so
Ontario.
I'm not kidding, boys. There was a little drip of this.
And this is American Hogsheads.
American Hogsheads. There's 209 bottles of this one from 1988. I'm telling you right now, very, very sherry. And just,
Yeah.
you know what? Honest to God, I know guys think we're wasting it, but take a dab of it, rub it on your wrist, just like perfume. And then smell that. Like, honest to goodness. Smell it. It was something taught to me by the person that actually used to rep this company, Natalie. They were, you get that smell of the sherry. Like, I'm wearing some of this in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a $200 bottle. I mean, that's a $200 bottle of perfume, boss. And I know my boss likes it.
Yeah.
That is
I don't know
hilarious.
what you're trying to say there.
Yeah,
I do.
No. Listen, I'm getting laid off soon, so I got to make a good impression so I can come back.
States that it's non-chill filtered.
Always. Yep. Actually, if you're out there, guys, hey, know your whiskey? I just opened this bottle up, Josh.
Well, not necessarily. But,
It is phenomenal.
well, exactly. If you have one.
Camp fever is setting in, yeah.
Theoretically, you could chill filter it yourself.
So,
Um,
Scott
or a sample.
Test Dummies on the weekend did a live with Adam, and I forget the guy's name with the beard, Scott, the distiller, I think he was, on their show. They were live, and these guys were live in the visitor center at Tomatin in Scotland. It was a great live show, by the way, actually. One of the best ones I've seen in a long time. And not a hitch, man. It went awesome. Scott and Ken. Oh, Scott. Scott Adamson. Is that why I said Adam? His last name, he was brand new hired when I first did my first Tomatin tasting, and he was the man that they just straight out of college got a job with Tomatin, and he's their ambassador. Yeah, Scott Adamson. Yeah, I knew I got it that way. You like this, eh, guys?
Do.
Getting any special notes?
Spices. Almost cinnamony, but not quite, not as strong as cinnamon, but kind of that fieriness to it.
Right before the bite.
Oh, yeah. You getting into cast strength is kind of new to you, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this, though. This is really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the bottles we have today are a little higher, aren't they?
Did I just call him Bart? Scott, he'll call in Bart in about 50 minutes. Watch. Oh, I'll call. I always make a mistake here, Scott.
43 is the latest.
I'm getting. Well, I get a lot of sherry.
Yeah.
Never had cherry.
Sherry. You've never had a sherry bomb?
No.
Sherry anything? Never.
No.
Not even high school.
No. Don't remember if I did.
Those single casts from the and they sent them a whole bunch of the ones that would be only for visitors.
Right.
And so they sent a whole box of samples to Scott and Bart.
That's cool.
Nice.
Phenomenal, especially the 16-year-old PX. I bet you, man. They actually have the sherry stuff down pretty good. You've never been with Tomatin before?
I've sampled Tomatin before, but I haven't. I haven't been to the distillery, and I haven't had extensive experience with Tomatin.
No? Well, they're great. And their distillery is not easy to get to. It's way the hell up there. No kidding. What's going on in here? Don't encourage him, Bronco. Don't encourage me. I'll tell you what we're going to do for the fella in the back.
Try a little.
We're going to put a drop of water in that for him. Just
Why?
a drop.
You gonna ruin it for me?
Nope. Probably.
Taste
Might.
more?
You want to try a drop?
Oh, yeah, I want to try. Let's see how it opens up.
Just don't taste it yet. Let us sit
Oh, yeah,
there.
no, that's it.
Just a drag and a little
just a
touch
little bit.
here. Yeah, I don't have a proper dropper. We're doing it with camp water. Well, it's actually filtered. Sepper Spare. Hey, Jeremy, great review on the Balvenie Tun. Yes, Jeremy's. This is all for you. Jeremy's in Ontario. So is Whiskey in the Six, who's texting me here from bed because he's got to go to work.
Work?
He's a teacher.
Who's the still guy?
What do you mean the still guy?
Makes stills. You said there's a guy.
Oh, there's a
that
guy
makes
in Toronto that makes stills. Yeah, I think it's called Northern Stills. I'm not sure yet. But that was with Eric Waite. He had mentioned on his live show, he's a guy out of California, Eric Waite, about all the different types of stills. And he was curious about certain things and why they picked them. And so am I, right?
Yeah.
Him and another guy, Santa Cruz, and they were at a distillery and they had a still there. Our thoughts on this, Know Your Whiskey, is it's good. I would buy another bottle. Matter of fact, I might buy another bottle. I would love to buy a bottle that has the same numbers on it like yours do. Same label, same everything, but his bottle is one of what, 157, 147?
Is Josh on there?
Yep, Josh right here. Know Your Whiskey.
Hey, Josh.
We got to do another one with him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bring one of these tastings to him.
They're still talking about it. Happy back here decided he could get himself a bottle of Lot 40 cast strength, and he was like, hey, what are you talking about rare? It's easy.
Yeah.
Number 157, yes.
LCBO. It was on the website.
So it's on the website.
Supply.
And what happened when you phoned them?
They have none.
They said, yeah, no.
Yeah, limited supply meant none.
None.
Josh says, hell yes, come on in.
Perfect.
You guys will be here how long? I don't think
I
I'll
fly
be.
out on Friday.
So flying out on Friday, one of them, and you don't know yet. You might.
I mean, I should be here.
Somebody told me that they'd be sending me over to a different area too, but shut up.
Yeah, further south, I thought.
Yeah, south. Going south, right home. I might get enough. It's freaking going down to almost -0 tonight. I need to get a haircut anyway.
It does bring
-0.
And you're not going anywhere.
-0.
Any port finish you would recommend? Scott could recommend lots of port finish.
Port. Oh, yeah.
What about you?
How much you want to spend?
Yeah, how much? Loch Ness is in Toronto as well. That's my long lost brother. I was a twin.
Quinta Rubin Portwood finish is always good. If you want to You should be able to get that for under 100. If you want to chalk a couple of more centuries onto that, you can get the Balvenie Portwood 21-year-old.
How much would that be?
3+.
Oh, I think I can get a bottle for less than that.
Like 200
I think.
Quinta Reuben, everybody.
Maybe
Mashed
not.
down and know your whiskey. So this has got some spice to it.
I like it.
The water didn't change a massive amount. Maybe I need to put a little more in.
Yeah, you had a little more in
Did
It took
It was good.
You liked
You
it
could,
with
yeah,
the
you
water?
could, you're right, though. You could.
it took the
break that
crispness
flavor.
off it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
But
The
it's
thing
nice.
is, and especially if you haven't tried stuff, that's a 25-year-old. You let it sit. Some guys will say 25 minutes.
Mhm.
A minute for every year, type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what they
Much
say.
more?
Yeah, to open it up. Now, if we came back that tomorrow, it's open.
Mm.
It's going to have some air to it. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
You might not like it the first day you open it. 3 weeks later, you're going to go to it and go, oh my God, this is phenomenal. So oxygen does stuff. I mean, come on, you guys are material guys. What does oxygen do to steel?
Oh, that's nice.
I don't lick steel though.
Yeah.
Usually.
When you weren't watching, you're like, I love this weld. Pretty sure you made the welder watch too. It was really creepy. Whiskey in the 6. What are you doing? And goodbye, gents. First day jitters kicking in the night before. Going to take some sleep. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for coming in for 2 seconds. Whiskey in the 6 has got to go back to school. Brolic Whiskey. Awesome. You got to check this guy out, Brolic Whiskey.
Yep.
He's in England.
Mhm.
He's freaking hilarious. And he was on Malta to Montreal's show. They do stuff pretty good together. Thanks for coming in, Brolic. I think, Brolic, are you not the one that cut a bottle of scotch in half with a lightsaber? Or was it a samurai sword? Something. I think it wasn't. No, I'm not joking. Pretty sure it was him.
It wasn't a lightsaber, I don't think.
Yeah.
Rob, you were awesome, giving me thumbs up. Rob is the sexiest guy I know.
It would be cool.
Although I am looking pretty good in this t-shirt. This is the Scotch Test Dummies that are in here chatting. This is their t-shirt.
Hey, nice.
I am
Cheers,
a
guys.
certified Scotch god. The t-shirt says so. Wasn't you. Well, who was it? Who was the guy? And where was it now? Why am I getting that confused? No comment, Scott, about why I get things confused. Port Rouge. Port Rouge is Talisker, is it not?
Yes. Yeah, that was good too.
Hands down for me, Donner, is Tomatin 18-year-old in a heartbeat over Glenlivet.
Really?
And I'm a little.
The Glenlivet 18? It's not as good as.
I didn't say it wasn't good, but it's not as good. No,
As good.
I don't think it.
Wow.
I don't think it's as good as
Big fan
Tomatin.
of the Glenlivet 18.
I do have something crazy coming up, and hopefully others find funny. I think I'll find it funny. Okay. You guys are ready?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Don't take your time.
Mm-mm.
This is good. That's good.
What do you want to let the young fella try first? If he tries that Linkwood and then we hit these, we're in trouble. Maybe.
No, I think the Linkwood would have to go next. I think I'd save the peat
Okay.
till after.
All right. So
The heavy peat until the end.
would you buy a bottle of this, gentlemen?
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
I think I will.
How much do they cost?
It was on sale for $240 something, $245.
Probably not then. No, it was good though.
25-year-old.
No, it's definitely worth it.
How much
It was
is a
good.
25-year-old?
It's good.
Usually.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how much better is that than the 18 year? Or is it better?
You know what? That's a good question because a lot of times it's not about the age; it's about the effort put into making it. Right? A lot of people have that perspective. I've got buddies that if they see what I've got, they always want to try the age stuff first,
Yeah.
or the more expensive stuff. Somebody will think, "Oh, it costs that much; it's got to be better."
That's my mentality though. The year, why does the year cost so much more?
No. So you have companies like Cavalin, which is from Taiwan. They're proving that wrong. Right? Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we were talking
They're
about that
fussy
today,
about their
right?
barrels. Yeah, that's what we talked about.
That's right.
And then you have Compass Box, but they're using quite aged stuff too.
Yeah.
It varies, depends, right?
It's like age-wise more expensive generally, as a general rule, is because you got it sitting around
That's right.
warehousing and everything. It costs more to produce.
There is reasons why. You know what? You can actually see the legs on this in this glass if you look
I know. I was looking at that
from the inside. Yeah, it's a little hard to do the anaconda thingy with this, but. Okay, the next whiskey has been provided by
Did you have some more?
I did, yeah.
Ian Fong, on Facebook known as Scotch on the Rock, because he is from Newfoundland and he likes Scotch, and they call Newfoundland the Rock.
If you didn't see it the other night when we tried it, this is Distiller's Art, independent bottling, and there we go. Linkwood, 19-year-old, bottled at 48%. It's a bottle 235 of 337, distilled in June of 1997.
Are you going to drink it or talk about it?
Was it good
No,
intro?
no, you pour it. It's yours. You pour it.
All right, here we go.
No, it is a good intro.
And we quite enjoyed this.
Well, there you go. Know your whiskey. He would come to your house and share some Linkwood for you. Josh says he has never tried a Linkwood.
Okay,
Bring it down, Josh.
Absolutely.
Who's got the truck tomorrow?
Who do you think?
The boss.
We'll see you tomorrow, Josh.
Josh, are you still on days off? And I think he would like to eat dinner at Cedars first. No stopping at the liquor store and arguing with the assistant manager about $15.
Well, when we were there were only 2 more bottles of that left. So.
Oh yeah, we bought that there, Josh. You know where.
That's got a nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
You're not on vacation anymore? That sucks. That was a short vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is in the house.
So I think we would have had this one before the Tomatin. If you were going to line it up in a tasting, this is a little bit lighter.
Lighter, yeah.
And less alcohol. This
43?
is 48.
48 in the Linkwood. And it is sherry or what's it?
No, this is aged in single refill hogshead, non-chill filtered, natural color. So
it's really mild.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh,
nice flavors there.
Smooth.
Some people dropped off some bottles for his housewarming party. And I asked somebody that was there if they got a chance to try the bottles I left there, and you apparently hid them from them.
It's only 3% difference, a little bit of alcohol, but it doesn't have that same sort of.
Yeah, it's lighter in color, let alone.
A lot less bite.
Yep.
And there's only 6 years difference, so you said that already.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Distiller's Art as an independent bottler. So.
Me neither. We will have to look them up.
I know about Gordon MacPhail. I know about.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if we could consider Compass Box an independent bottler, even though they blend most of it.
Would you pay for that?
He
That
dropped
was about
off.
47.
That's nice.
You like it better than the Tomatin?
Honestly, yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, that's good. Just smooth.
It's smoother. Canadian whiskey right behind us here, boys.
No Canadian whiskey here.
We ain't no Canadian whiskey in the front. That's a Canadian whiskey drinker in the back.
I don't think so.
Smooth.
I don't think so.
Who's planning on going to Scotland?
Not anytime soon, but I'd love to go.
I'll be there again in 2 years.
2 years, 20.
We're going 2020.
Everybody wants to go in 2019, and I'm not really sure why.
I'm going to Rome next year with the wife. The year after that, we're going to do Iceland, Faroe Islands.
Oh,
and
I
then
want to
Scotland.
go to the Faroe Islands. It'll be
right?
awesome. And if you do go,
Mhm.
you've got to let me know. I'll hook you up with Rooney.
All right.
Rooney did. I got an episode on for World Whiskey Day when Roy from Aquavitae linked everybody. He planned it out, so we all picked a slot. And poor Rooney, he picked a slot where he had to get up at 5 a.m. to be on my show. And he lives in the Faroe Islands, but he was in Iceland because of a sales job.
Mhm.
You ever seen the Faroe Islands?
No?
They're freaking wicked. It's like 8 little islands in the middle of, just above Scotland, in the middle of a, they used to be part
west and north of Scotland, basically between Scotland and Iceland.
and they used to be owned by Denmark, for the lack of a better word. Now Denmark military and police are the only things involved. They're independent.
Yeah.
But they got their own distillery there now.
Okay.
They're even talking about storing some of their whiskey barrels in caverns, like caves of the ocean.
Yeah. Cool.
Right? Building racks and hanging them up in the caves or something like that.
That's cool.
Nice.
And Rooney, so when I was doing this, one of the other guys was doing a show with, thank you very much, Scott, for bringing that up. He did get me in trouble. His generosity got me in trouble, and my lack of saying, no, Josh, no more. Herc, no, Herc. Not the ring, Herc.
You tried to drink with a newbie. I
tried to drink with a newbie. I did better than some, but I didn't do very well overall. Yep. So Rooney owns more bottles of the SNWS than I do.
Cool.
So I know guys that own more than me before, but I didn't think he would living where he does.
Yeah.
But he owns, but he has a little business on the side selling stuff. Rooney Nielsen, Cruisarian on Instagram.
Okay. I'll have to look him up.
Check him up, man. It'll be worthwhile knowing somebody get there.
Really cool. We can get daily flights to Iceland, but flights in and out of Faroes are only every second day that I was able to find out.
Are you going in the winter?
No, we're going in the summer.
Here's the amazing thing that I found out from him about the Faroe Islands is they're at like 10 degrees all year round. And just like us here in Canada, once or twice a year, they go like really cold and get a nasty storm coming in and they got to bunker down like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
But it is like a nice constant 10 degrees all the time type of thing.
Yeah.
And
everything's muted by the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're small islands. I mean, that's the same thing happens in Newfoundland, especially on the Avalon Peninsula, but even more so there. And they're probably, I'm not sure which current that they're influenced by, but yeah, that's cool.
Sorry, this is phenomenal. Have you ever been to any provinces in Canada that do not have donair shops?
Ontario's starting to get them. I didn't know what a donair was till I came out here.
Oh, well, there you go. And Saskatchewan.
I haven't been able to find a good. Well, I've been able to find something close in Regina. They have a pita place, and they do. Yeah, no, we've had donairs there all the time for the last 3 or 4 years.
Did they?
Yeah.
Bronco, where are you from again?
Donair shops.
So yeah, Bronco actually had to look it up after watching Know Your Whiskey, Josh, and I got a little sloshed. And I don't like getting that way. I don't really. It was taking an awful lot of extra brain cells to try it. Like, wait, how do I turn this computer off?
But you're doing that at work today too. But anyway, carry on.
That's so terrible. You're such a nasty boss. Anyway, Josh on his phone ordered donairs from the last place that was going to stay open. What time was it in the morning when you finally ordered it? Oh, Broncos from Texas. Do you not have anything like a donair in Texas? Because, man, I bet you there's some phenomenal food in Texas. Is there not?
Way better food in Texas.
Yeah, Scott, tell me about the food in Texas. Yeah. Scott just came back from Texas. Yeah, Scott just tell me. Yeah. Not sure about your barbecue.
Mexican food. Mexican food in general.
They've had good Vietnamese down
there.
Yeah. Anyway, all of a sudden, Josh opens the doors and there's he must have ordered the super donairs and pizza pops or jalapeno pops and I don't know what all of this. I'm like, whoa, man, there's only 2 of us. His girlfriend or wife and the dog already gone to bed already. So you like that better than
you know what? I like them both. I do like them both
for different reasons.
This would be a good introduction for somebody that was new to spirits and drinking spirits and stuff. I think it's very accessible.
It would be, yeah. It's got a nice.
It's not necessarily simple, but I think it's very accessible.
But I also think somebody that has experienced lots of whiskey, Scotch particularly, would be able to sit back and just relax and enjoy that as well.
Yeah, no, I think I'm very happy with that purchase.
3 a.m. in the morning is when that got delivered.
Awesome. That's when they're best.
All the good food. All the good food had long weekend wait. No, all the good food did not. Not all the people for good food had long wait times. I heard you guys would walk up to a line and it would be like Moses.
Yep.
separating the Great
The
Sea,
next one, this one?
and you just walked to the front of the line and was given free food. That's what I heard. I think it was on your video, actually.
Go with that one. It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm debating.
Their barbecue brisket is awesome, Bronco.
There you go. I missed that. Yeah.
2016.
So where are we hitting next?
Well, I'm
do you
debating between the two. Do we want to let the people heckle in suggestions?
Yes, let's the people heckle in. So we have the next two choices are Cardis Madeira finish from 2016.
Correct.
It's kind of a surprise bottle.
And we have a bottle of Gordon and MacPhail Bunnahabhain, heavily peated. 8 years old. The Carchus is 51.6%, and the Bunnahabhain is 43%. Bunnahabhain is traditionally not peaty,
No.
even though it's from Islay. Most of the whiskeys from Islay are peaty. These are the exception, and most of Brooke Lottie's regular line is not heavily peated. Laphroaig is also from Islay, and it's going to be decently peated. I don't know heavily how they would compare. I have had this one before, but I have not had the Bunnahabhain heavily.
So Chris, we've got 3 Laphroaigs. I'm counting. Chris said he never had a Laphroaig, so we're counting that as one count.
Yeah,
3 Laphroaigs,
I haven't had one.
3 Laphroaigs.
All right. So
And this bottle here, I was told by a little friend, Jason Whiskey Wise. You can see him on YouTube. He said this goes for about 200 pounds in the UK right now. And this is their 2016 release.
What year? How old is that?
Anybody know the age on this? Josh, what's the age on Cardis? Cardias or Cardis? Giver. Oh, we got Mose Quint said, go for the Bunnahabhain.
too late.
If you start, yeah. Oh, see, now Josh just said if you're tasting both, go with the Bunna and move to the Froggy. Well, too late. We just poured Froggy.
Unless you want to let that sit and we pour up the others in a paper cup.
That is very similar to the Lagavulin.
Okay. Which glass? It don't matter, I guess. So,
Yes, thank
you want to pour it into a paper cup, the Bunnahabhain?
Negative.
Nah, we'll go.
No,
with
we're going for this. We went with the first 3 votes. The age varies per release.
Yeah.
Thank you, Whiskey Scout. This is 2016. I don't think I have it on the computer. We had that one, and neither thought it was that special, the Cardis. Oh.
Really?
Well, Jason Whiskey Wise is on the total opposite side of that fence. He loves this. I don't mind it.
It's got some
The
beat to
peat,
it.
the peat does have a fruit kind of finish to it
It does.
on the nose.
I'm not
anyway.
familiar with Madeira as a wine, but I think it's mixing well with the peat. So 51.6%.
So it's almost the same as
Similar
the
on par as the
Tomatin.
Tomatin, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm getting whatever pop was in this glass last time.
It is fruity smelling though.
There is a fruit. That's the Madeira. It definitely has some
You know, a little bit of that iodine, of course.
like kind of dried fruit. No, your whiskey loves it so much. Yeah, well, you made me hunt and go all over the place. Oh, well, I can understand that. It may not be, yeah.
Darker?
It's
Hold the 2 glasses up just to compare the color. Because the Carchus is definitely under 10 years.
yeah. The Tomatin's a little darker. This has got a different hue to it. It's almost like an orange.
I find that some of those wines seem to have a heavier influence.
Yeah, and I wonder how long they say that they keep it into the wine barrel.
Don't put a year on it for a reason. Probably because it's not that old. It does have an excellent.
Aged in ex-bourbon barrels before being artfully married together for a second maturation in Madeira seasoned traditional hogsheads.
So it was a hogshead.
Mhm.
That influences it even more. A Madeira hogshead?
Madeira seasoned hogshead. So it wasn't a Madeira cask. It was they took a hogshead,
Took it out.
put the Madeira in it just for a little bit.
Yeah. So
And
the Madeira is very light.
What do you think of that?
I like it.
And it's because it was only seasoned. Whiskey Sneerson, how you doing there, young fella? Any idea, Whiskey Scout, how it varies? Like, is it 10 years and some are 8, or is there any clue on that? You did find it for me. You know your whiskey, you are awesome.
The question of my buddy who used to rep this, he may know.
Okay.
We'll ask him right now. What are we waiting for?
He's in Newfoundland, probably asleep.
Don't wake him up. Newsies don't sleep. Just poured a Weiser's 15. I'm sorry I didn't pour a Laphroaig now. Hello all. Just that's a started
We
round.
poured
Just
one
shoot
for
it.
you.
That's right.
I have and I was lucky to find it. It's dissertation. Weiser's dissertation. It was up at one of the liquor stores. Yeah. Which was their 150 year anniversary release for the Canadian.
Oh. I'm trying to remember. I bought
I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it, yeah.
one of those Weiser's special editions for a couple of buddies of mine for down in Cuba, because one guy was turning 40 that year and the other guy was getting married on a trip, and in 2008. And I can't remember what bottling it was, but I think it was about 125 to 150 bucks a bottle.
Well, the Sneerson one that he got, the 15, replaces the Legacy. But if you ever find a Legacy, buy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than the 15, in my opinion. This is a little more astringent than the Tomatin.
Yep.
ABV wise, in this lower by 0.3. But
Smoke probably.
I don't them all. I just know they are different per expression. No problem. Scout. Legend has it that 2016 is 9 to 10 years in American oak, 1 or 2 years in Madeira casks.
Okay.
So they're not in Madeira casks; they're in seasoned quarter casks. They were seasoned with Madeira and then added to it. I wonder what it would be like if it was just a pure Madeira cask.
Yeah,
I think it might be better. I may be agreeing with you, Scott, on this one.
something to play with.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to have that option to play with whiskey like that.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Barrels are such a commodity now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Fully mature Laphroaig usually means 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
African wine. African wine? What?
The Madeira?
Just poured a dram of Lagavulin 8. Really good for the age and price. I had a Lagavulin 8. Some special 8 it was when I was in Moose Jaw.
I don't think I've ever heard of a Lagavulin 8.
Oh.
Is that a distillery bottling or independent?
No, it was a distillery bottle.
I don't think I've ever seen anything distillery other than the 16
That's
and
what
the
I've got.
distiller's edition.
I got to see.
Other than maybe
No, this
like
was,
the really old stuff.
Well, I'm assuming. I don't know. Loch Ness will tell us. But yeah.
Although there was
I've
a
only seen-
cask strength 12-year-old once. I
I've
do
only seen
remember.
the 2 bottles.
Yeah.
16 I have.
Yeah, a few years back, there was a cask strength 12-year-old. I remember that.
This is very dry.
Yep.
I wonder if that's influenced by the Madeira. It's got a dry. It doesn't have an oily finish at all. Nothing.
Yep.
It's
definitely-
dry.
It's not sweet like
No.
some of the
Yeah,
sherry
nice.
ones.
Now that you said that, I can notice.
Yeah, it sucks. It's almost like dry. It dries out the mouth. It's
Little
gone.
tartness, yeah.
It's not. I mean, I know we're
Not
using
tart,
terrible
but-
glasses, but
Yeah.
it's a fun experiment.
That's
Pop
right.
glasses from a buffet.
Canadian glass.
No, that 8 he's talking about is awesome.
Tannin-ish.
This.
Tannins? Yeah.
Oh, the
that-
tannins. Yeah.
Almost like
tannin-ish.
that.
The Madeira does come out in it, but it's like a dry wine.
It's
Yeah.
different for sure. I like it.
The Lagavulin 8 came out during 200th anniversary bottles, and then the Lagavulin decided to add it to the core range.
Cool.
That's what Scott said.
Nice.
So, if you guys never checked out the Scotch systems, first, Ralphie,
Mhm.
okay, especially for a newbie, and there's specific ones of Ralphie that I like, but the Scotch Test Dummies right from the beginning, because there's other guys on here, lots of fun guys,
Mhm.
but they live up to their name, dummies. Especially with Scotch. I don't know about other things.
Dummies or test dummies.
But they seriously took the time to get to know whiskey. They did. I'm not inebriated enough to be making this up. And I'm usually more truthful when I'm inebriated enough, maybe too truthful. But they are. I mean, they knew nothing about stuff, and they found it, and they did it with a very high level of integrity, right?
Would have been good to watch.
Well, you still can.
Yeah.
You should subscribe. What are you going to call yourself when you make your Facebook?
I don't know. Facebook. I'm not getting it.
Or bring up a name. You're going to be Scotch on the Rock, and you can be.
I'm not letting you make up the name. I know you better than that.
I mean, you've only known me for 2 weeks. Make up the name. Come on, everybody, help Alex pick a name for his YouTube profile, please.
You won't see me on
The best name we've got.
that. Yeah.
You've had a lot of on-the-job training. That is true, but you stayed consistent, and that was very good. I appreciated everything you've done, and are still doing.
All right. And it's time.
It is time now for an 8-year-old heavily peated Bunnahabhain.
Cork is quite tight.
Agreed. A great channel. Scott and Bart are fun to watch and knowledgeable. Yeah, but they don't come across as guys that are telling you knowledge like they've always had it, right? They're telling you
This is what we learned today.
what we learned today. It's never come across to me as pompous. Well, I have a hard time with board games. Maybe the manga shirts. I was in shock when Scott shaved his head. It was kind of funny looking.
This is gonna be more peated than Laphroaig.
Anyway,
I don't know.
that's all joking, and they know it.
Heavily peated or just heavily peated for Bunnahabhain?
And they're Bronco fans. I don't know what that
5
means.
ppms.
Okay, this is heavily peated.
So it says.
So it says.
Doesn't smell like it on the nose so far.
I get some smoke,
Yeah.
but not like I just did with the Laphroaig. I'm
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, Laphroaig.
Sorry, I was doing a Bart and crowding in on the mic and the camera.
Yeah, Laphroaig more peat than that.
Bart's not pompous,
Or because we tried the
or
Laphroaig
maybe
first.
he's anus. I mean anal. Anus?
But it's not.
No.
It's not as
It's not.
Anyway,
It's
camp
heavily
jokes.
peated
Camp
for-
jokes.
I guess it's a relative thing.
Yeah.
It's heavily peated for Bunnahabhain. It's not what I would call heavily peated.
Have you tasted it yet?
Yes. I had a brief little.
Okay. So then the lineup should have been Linkwood first.
Yep.
Tomatin second. The Bunnahabhain and the Laphroaig. And then we have a Jura. I don't think that one's going to count at all.
No.
So this is what the lineup would have been, should have been.
I'm going to get a picture of that lineup because that was good.
That was a good little lineup. It's interesting. And this is one of the things. If we had proper glasses and we could go back to the first one without keep rinsing them out, you're going to have, you might want to take that one out since you didn't use it. You're going to go back and you're going to go, wow, that is different. How about found whiskey? Explain to me what you mean, Mose. Found whiskey. Look at these guys here trying to learn how to be social media.
No.
This is data collection.
Night, Scout. Oh, you're out of here, Scout. Go straight to bed, eh? Yeah, the light. It's so light.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, we're also talking about over 10, well, almost 10% difference in ABV.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm,
You take that
But it
into
is
consideration.
way sweeter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way sweeter than
You
the
can taste
Laphroaig.
What do we got on information here?
Yeah. Heavily peated might be a misused term for that. Yeah.
Yep.
For Bunnahabhain, it's heavily peated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No detailed information there.
My pick of the night for value and money. Okay, we're going to ask each person that way. Should have had the Buna first, boys. Yeah, well, you nailed that.
Yep.
Name for the kids page? Kid Scotch.
Kid Scotch. I like it.
There you go.
That's cool.
That's a good one, Scott. Kid
Thanks.
Scotch. Kid. Do I keep calling you the kid?
Mm-hmm.
Is he younger than you?
I would think so.
You're the kid then, son.
32.
Oh yeah, you're way younger than me.
Way younger.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's about as useful as a midget with a yo-yo.
Should we compare your thoughts to the tasting notes listed on the bottle?
I can't believe it.
You asshole.
I don't know how many times I asked to help me at the computer, and I had to do it on my own.
This will be the last show. He'll be gone tomorrow.
That's all right. I'll do it on the road.
Yeah.
I'll wait for him to drive. I'll wait for him. We do two place things up here. We either wait up on the Sulphur Mountain, or we wait on Highway 63. That's where all the problems are solved.
This particular
He's a power lifter. I might be in trouble.
This particular expression from Bunnahabhain Distillery is salty and sweet with an underlying smokiness, bonfire embers. Smoky and sweet initially on the palate with tropical fruits, fruit flavors, and milk chocolate.
I got no milk chocolate.
No, I was going to say the same.
At the very end,
But
yeah,
I did get the sweet. The magical word in there is underlying.
Yeah. No, this is interesting because it says, although the distillery normally produces a milder style of Islay whiskey, each year a quantity of whiskey is distilled from heavily peated malt. Well,
it's. I mean, if Josh is right. Had we done the Bunnahabhain first, we would have gone, holy crap, there is some peat in there, or we would have.
I agree.
Yeah, we did it backwards. We should have listened to Josh.
One first, right?
And you know what? Given how light this is, and even though it's peated, given the alcohol strength, I would have gone. I had no problem going from the Linkwood to the Tomatin, but I would have taken a little longer break before starting this one. Yeah, because it drops down, it goes from 51 plus down to 43%. And this is fairly light, whereas the Tomatin was fairly rich.
Yeah, but this is still dry.
You would almost even consider doing that.
Have a second same thing.
Could have, yeah. This isn't very oily either. Though.
No.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There's not much oil on it at all.
Seriously, could have had this immediately after the Linkwood, then gone to the Tomatin, and then the Laphroaig.
Scotch on the Rock gets really serious once he hits 3 grams. You should see him at work.
Nice.
See him at work with his little black book during the meetings.
It's all business.
And he's always writing.
I just draw pictures, stick pictures of the boys, making fun.
Making fun of my moves, as whatever calls them. The Bunnahabhain tasted like a Mars bar.
It's sweet.
I don't know, Mose.
This one, chocolate out of that.
I'm not picking up. Well, if I was going to get any chocolate out of this, it would be unsweetened chocolate. Even though it's very sweet, but the chocolate itself, and it's still dry.
I got a little tiny bit of the chocolate there. I do get it a little bit.
Are the peated ones usually dry?
No, they don't have to be at all, man. You get some that are.
For Bunnahabhain, I don't remember that. 16.
No, the Bowmore certainly I don't think is. It's usually more sherried. I think it's a little sort of sweeter, a good combination of sweet and peat.
As useful as a midget with a yo-yo.
I'll get you back. Don't worry.
No, seriously. Too bad I didn't think of that one when freaking with Fod.
Earlier today.
You're as useful as a midget with a yo-yo. He would have gone, and it was hilarious. While Jody was
about
kicking.
this tall too.
He's he's a little fella.
Gotta watch out for the little ones.
Gotta watch out for the little ones. Yeah. Today, Mr. Acrobat here, coming back into work, jumped over the freaking.
Oh, I just wasn't walking through all that mud.
Sure, whatever. Did a backflip over the freaking into the handicap, whatever
the ramp.
It's been raining here. Actually, the rain was hard enough
over the rail instead of up around.
Yeah, I'm sure that was not on his LPSA. I think I've heard Others say milk chocolate with Bunnahabhain. Well, it says this on us one, and I have some nice Bunnahabhain at home, Bronco, but I've never had a peated one.
Yes.
This probably came from Europe, and they didn't sell much of it.
You didn't want to showcase this.
Well, it's a UK release
Yeah,
because it's only
sure.
70
Oh,
centimeters.
you already did?
Yeah, but I thought I was going to get you to try some Rittenhouse.
Well, let's do that then. We'll put this back.
You can try that.
Oh,
You're just trying to get rid of that
I
bottle.
drank
so-
90% of the bottle already, so.
Yeah, this was half full when I got here. He doesn't even use a glass.
You gotta drink them.
So, I got a question for Scott
Josh's.
Yeah, that was
from the Scotch Test Dummies. And that is, how many reviews, I don't want to have to take all the time. You got like 500 and some odd reviews. Of them have been independent bottlers. Is the Buna natural colored? I would have to say it probably is. And I'm only saying this because it's not very dark.
It's pretty light. It's only 8 years old. They don't say what they age it in, though.
I'm going to pull a food quick here. And it says avoid pregnant women when they're drinking on the back. It's got a symbol here. It says avoid pregnant women when they're drinking.
Thank you. Needed that.
Specially selected, produced and bottled by Gordon MacPhail in Ilgan, Scotland. Nowhere on here does it say.
Yeah.
So it could be, but it is a handful.
Most of the Gordon MacPhails that I've had don't give a lot of information about
Yeah.
a particular release.
I think they've improved. This is an older release of Gordon MacPhail, I think, because of the bottle or the box it's in.
Yeah, it doesn't even say like sort of when. I mean, it's 43%. It's not a single cask bottling. So this is like a
The mash.
release.
The mash and drum, are you still in here? I mentioned one to him because and I'm not talking about the actual types of whiskey now. I'm talking about independent bottlers. So my first master class I ever went to, they call it master class. You're probably with a premier ambassador when it comes to whiskey tasting, right? You have reps and then you have other ones. But go ahead.
Just something that interesting here. They say that casks owned by Gordon and MacPhail are sent to distilleries throughout Scotland and filled with new make spirit before being left to mature at the distillery or in our warehouses in Elgin, as opposed to them going out and selecting existing barrels to try. So I don't know if this is common, but that's the first I think that I've been made aware of that practice.
There's let's see here. That you mentioned that, I think on this tour that I'm going to try to go on, that we are actually going to Gordon and MacPhail's warehouse.
Cool. Really? You know.
Sorry guys, I'm just looking at this. We're going to Springbank for our Glen Guile distillery. It's Cadenhead's warehouse.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Jealous about the Springbank visit.
Yes, I would be. Old Particulars. Now, that's where I was heading to, Scott. Thanks for mentioning that. My first one was with Duncan Taylor.
Sure.
And Old Particulars, no, that's Douglas Lang.
Duncan Taylor is?
Yeah, no. Old Particulars.
Old Particulars
is put out by
Douglas Lang.
Douglas Lang, and then there's Hunter Lang. I think there was a separation somehow. Maybe
Sure.
maybe they had a little bit of a fight. This is mine or that's yours? No, mine.
Mine's
So I like Duncan Taylor lots, and they do have different divisions. They have the Octave, which means that it was put into a nice one. You don't want to try.
We'll go with the Rittenhouse.
He's going Rittenhouse. He didn't like it at the end. Now he likes it. Rittenhouse. We're going back right back to North America with some rye.
It's funny. I think the one that I brought is the one that I like the least.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, somebody will trade.
But it's not that I like it the least. I'm not used to the. It was like I said about the Lagavulin, right? It took me an ounce to get through an ounce before I went. You know what? This is a good Scotch.
Yeah.
A dry heat. Why did I miss that? I've only got 13 viewers. You imagine what it's like for Scott and Bart on Scotch Says Dummies. They'll have anywhere from 50 to 100. That's good, buddy. So this is the Rittenhouse Rye. It's our cool down dram.
Now the Jura will be there.
Oh, the Cura. Ooh.
Diac doors.
You got to finish that before you get to work tomorrow.
Really?
It's in order.
No, breakfast dram. Why did you have to put me right next to all the freaking bosses? The bosses, the coordinators.
Come sit beside me now.
I can move, yes.
You like kissing ass.
That's true. Fod's going to be away for a while.
I can't work over this.
You sit right over this?
Too much distractions, man.
I don't think I was that good looking.
No, you're pretty good looking. I like you.
You're like all the cleaning ladies.
I think the whiskey's
Oh, man, that one cleaning lady. I hope it's turnaround soon because she is nasty.
She is always pleasant with me. I had
Which
smiles out of her today.
Which one?
You did not.
I did too.
How?
Absolutely.
Which one?
She's miserable. I like the other one. The other one was smiled at you and was polite. This one here is like.
Doesn't say a word?
I didn't say anything. And she's got that freaking.
I poked my head out of the cubby once. I was getting ready to come out, and she was coming down with one of the carts. And I stopped and I pulled back to let her go. I said, I don't need to get run over. And she laughed and went on.
Yeah, but it was a fake laugh. I know that.
And then, and then
no,
today.
you're one of them guys that can't tell the difference. You think the Hooters girls at the restaurant are actually being nice to you because they love you. They don't. I know you're tight. You're like, that Hooters girl was so nice. No, she wasn't. She was working for a tip. You don't tell me, you goof. You're just getting sucked in there. She wasn't. She's just not nice. She hates her job and all of us for it.
Probably hate it too, to be honest.
My dad owned a jam. It's well, I wouldn't like it there because you never actually see any results.
And that's
Right.
the thing, right?
It just who cares though? You're
Never
just getting
feels like you
paid.
did a good job.
She's getting paid more than somebody flipping burgers at McDonald's. She should stop whining.
People flipping burgers at McDonald's here are making a lot of money too.
Actually, years ago, you guys don't know anything before memory. Wow, that's good. That Bottle and Bond Rittenhouse is good. I was expecting to kind of go, nah, I don't really like it because I just had a bunch of scotch.
Nope.
And this is phenomenal.
It's a nice end.
Yep.
Thank you, Bronco. Take care. One day I'm going to make it to Texas.
You're missing out. Texas is great.
I think I am.
I've only been to the Houston area and sort of south down to Galveston.
Right now I want to make it to Wichita.
The food,
If there's anything left of Wichita,
No, I've had lots of good food there.
Bronco Rogue is another cool cat. And I think you find him on Instagram as well. You guys need to set up Scotch on the Rocks, man. Put some of them pictures up right now. Easy. I love Instagram, actually, compared to any of the other ones.
Figure out how it works.
Well, if you put down your freaking video games,
video games.
I can't believe it. And you,
I saw you playing a game there today.
I don't know, I do that. I've had that game, oh man, forever. As a matter of fact, I bought it when I was on this site and I was staying in Mildred Camp. So how old would that be? There you go.
10 years plus.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah, I'm
100.
impressed by that right
Can
now.
you pass that to me?
Isn't-
Yeah, I'm
aren't
gonna read
you?
that. That is nice. I like it now.
I want to get
See?
I want to try. I want to
Whiskey
get.
changes. So the Kid Scotch, right here, Kid Scotch.
50%.
Bart, you got named by Scotch Says Dummies. Kid
Really?
Scotch.
Yep. Done.
2 D's.
It's an honor.
Kid
Yep.
Scotch. Okay? Right here.
You'll never see me doing this YouTube thing, but I'll be
What are you
get
going to
into
do? What would you do if you did YouTube? Powerlifting?
No,
Boxing?
I'm not into the. I don't know. I'm not really into the.
He's not in. He don't like.
He's more of a lurker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He looks like a lurker.
I'd rather drink the scotch than talk about it. To be honest.
Come in November, Daniel, not August. Okay. So you're telling me that, listen, if I could come there in the middle of winter and it would still be bloody hot.
I was there in August.
And?
It was really freaking hot.
Yeah. For a Canadian, it's going to be bloody hot.
Yeah. I shovel snow.
How
on my
much is that
shorts.
bottle?
How much?
I think it was like $35.
Something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Canadian,
it was,
35 bucks
It was,
Canadian.
it was at
I was going to
Liquor
say
Depot.
70, but I was.
No, it was at Liquor Depot. It was under 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is this down in Wichita there, Scott?
Bottled in Kentucky, right?
$10.
No, it's not bottled in Kentucky. It's
No,
from Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania or something.
No, it's I thought that was Pennsylvania style.
It says Louisville.
Louisville, Pennsylvania style in Louisville. Really? I got to start reading again, guys.
You did read it the other night. You said Pennsylvania first, then you reread and said Pennsylvania style.
Product of the USA, Pennsylvania style.
Yeah.
Listen, American whiskey's got more story in the library, man. I'm sorry, but it does. Canadian whiskey, yeah, same story. $20 to $30, $25 to $30 in the US.
Wow.
There you go. So for us to get it for under 40 here is actually really good.
Yeah.
That is really good.
The $100 in Ontario, like everything else.
You saw it in Oklahoma City for 19. So you got to understand that from state to state, it's just like from province to province.
Yeah.
So everybody knows in Alberta, okay, that whiskey in Alberta could be even cheaper, but they know how much they're paying in Saskatchewan and they know how much they're paying in BC. So they're like, let's make some money.
Yeah.
Bring that price up.
$25 is expensive in California for a J Fretless.
What you would
In
like
California, really?
is in Texas is the Specs liquor stores. They're not specifically liquor stores, but they have big liquor and booze sections, including Scotch, lots of different independent bottlings, exclusive malts, lots of different stuff.
I want to go to stores that have like that much dust on the back of the till.
But this stuff, they got a lot of good stuff. This is Specs. I haven't gone looking for other good places in Houston to shop for whiskey.
The problem is, if I go down there and I find all these deals, how do I get it back to Canada without paying through the nose because of the Canadian freaking?
Still be cheaper.
Maybe.
For me, anyway.
24. Do you invest in Bitcoin? No, low roller scratcher. That sounds a little provocative. No, I don't invest in Bitcoin. Although I've seen Bitcoin. I've seen Interact machines for Bitcoin in a Donair shop. Bronco.
We've got them in Newfoundland. Yep. In a pizza shop. Back home. Yeah, Bitcoin machine.
What do you do with the Bitcoin?
What do you do? Listen, you're the one that's in investing.
Well,
you made more than we did combined checks last week on the stock market.
Yeah, but what's a Bitcoin machine going to do for you? What can you actually do with
You
it?
can buy a pizza or a Donair with it.
With a Bitcoin?
Yes.
$8,000?
I don't know, man. No. They found a way to start breaking it
purchase
into
Bitcoin, or you can
bits.
take money out of Bitcoin or whatever and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because of course, like a single unit, a full unit is like whatever it is, $1,700 right now, I think US or whatever and stuff. But they break it down into percent small decimal places, so you can have the equivalent of.
Scott, you are dead set right on that. Whiskey is our Bitcoin. This guy right here, Scott, has got.
I like the way you think.
Bitcoin is like stock market. There you go. I like getting the boss drunk, so tomorrow he's hung over and doesn't bother me so much. Tomorrow I'll be like, do whatever you want. You don't have to finish that report till Saturday.
I just want to remind you guys, you're drinking with a Newfie again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Josh, are you still here? Did you go to bed? Because you got to work in the morning and teach people safety.
A little bit more of my glass, please. And yours?
Say when?
Oh, whenever. You know what? For a cheap bottle, that there is actually. Really
How much was that 10-year-old Origin?
That one I paid $65, but in the airport, so I paid through the nose.
And a little more? Nope. It's hiding it away.
$50 there at the liquor depot.
There we go.
I'll take the rest.
There you go. Squeeze it out.
Squeeze it out, boys. Squeeze it out. Hey.
No, hold on. Get it proper.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Squeeze that Newfie style. Look at the forum on this guy. Whoa. That's from Club and Seals in Newfoundland.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Greenpeace.
Club and Albertans.
Rye whiskey.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. This has probably been one of the best jobs I've been on all year, and it's because of these two guys here. Goofy fuckers.
I'll call it my second best.
Second best? Come on.
This is good. This is better whiskey than I had on my first job of the year.
Where was that?
Burnaby.
Burnaby, British Columbia.
Yeah, but we had it was myself and Frank, and
$20,000 for one Bitcoin.
It's at about 8,000 right now.
Strippers and drug dealers. That's who uses Bitcoins.
Oh yeah.
What was good about Burnaby is that we were in the city, so we could eat better food on a regular basis. We were working night shift, so we had occasionally have some whiskey, before we went to bed. But we were also cooking on site. We had a lot of good food on site.
That's better.
We had a toaster oven.
What do you mean cooking on site?
Cooking in the office.
Barbecue?
We didn't find out about a barbecue till afterwards, but we had one of the guys bought a griddle because he was driving back,
Big hot plate.
and then slow cooker. And so we had a fish fry one night. Regularly, we were buying fresh sausage and cooking in the, there'd be salmon and candied salmon.
We've got slow cookers here.
Nice, Chris. I'm glad you grabbed the Tomatin.
But
I'm going to help finish the Euro, and I'm going to have a sniff of that 25-year-old.
That's true.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
When you go back into the kitchen at camp in the lunchroom there, open up the third drawer over, the one that's closest to the silver fridge.
Oh yeah.
Have you looked in there?
Oh yeah.
It's got like 5 freaking slow cookers in it.
It does. And if we want to cook something, we can.
Oh, yeah,
but we have to get in town and grab the groceries. But if you want to cook up a feed,
no, I think we could take a bunch of stuff from camp and throw it in the slow
Aren't we going to
cooker.
Josh's tomorrow?
Josh, are we going to your place tomorrow? I think Josh went to bed.
Did he? Oh, okay.
We can find out though.
we'll find out
But,
tomorrow.
if we're going to town tomorrow.
Can we phone Cedars ahead of time and pre-order?
I've got the
we
menu.
don't have to go there. We can go anywhere.
No, but we could grab it.
Cedars
Just
is good,
take
though.
Cedars over.
Yeah,
But we
Bring
could
something.
call
You got to
them.
try this
Yeah.
place. I'm telling you something. I'm 5 hours away from home. I'm way up. Hey, Whiskey Ace, how you doing?
Yeah, we can call it.
We are-
We're gonna pick it up here. Yeah.
We are in Fort McMurray, Alberta. We make lots of oil up here. We sell it to the U.S. because technically the U.S. owns all of the refineries. No comment, but thanks a lot, Scott. Dr. Ragland. What do you mean you're out of here? When did you come in? Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your health and concern. Did I miss you in here? I couldn't. You just been watching secretively.
Working.
Lurker. That's like those first-person shooters in the campers. Campers. Anyway, Cedars
Not as good as any of the other ones we had, but it's not bad.
is a
Still
Lebanese
a good finish.
grocery store / restaurant. I have not had this kind of Lebanese food this fresh, and I mean down in Edmonton we have several of them.
Difference between the Rittenhouse.
It was
The old big
awesome.
difference, eh?
Yeah.
Smoke. That's all I could taste when I tried that. Was peat.
Which the Laphroaig?
No,
this
when we
one
went
was
from the
German.
Rittenhouse to the Jura.
Oh well, I don't get any smoke out of it.
Well, not yeah. But when you go from the Rittenhouse to that, it was a big jump.
This is 43. Euro origin. My first Euro was Superstition. Whiskey Guest, how you doing? Quest. Sorry. Quest. Actually, you know what, Whiskey Quest? You and the Mash and Drum, I'm going to get confused because I kind of got introduced to you guys both at the same time. What's up, Whiskey Campers? How's it going? Pretty good. We have had 5-6 drams of whiskey, we'll say.
This is number 6.
Number 6.
Yes, it
Cheers,
is.
boys. Good guys.
Sharing the experience with good online friends.
These guys are awesome in the chat, man. I've always liked it.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
The whiskey? Or
No,
chat?
the chat.
No, these guys.
Drinking.
I thought you'd end up with a bunch of meatheads.
You meant drinking with you.
No, there's only 1 or 2
I didn't know what
meatheads
to
in there,
expect.
eh?
This is my second time, right?
You guys know which meatheads there are.
Yeah. What,
No promise. We're missing a few
What
meatheads.
whiskey would they recommend?
To a newbie? Okay.
To anybody.
Everybody
No,
that
no,
just
not
came
to
in.
a newbie. What?
Hold on a second. This is Kid Scotch. Bart named him Kid Scotch. He's new. I mean, he bought this because it was a good price, not because he knew anything about Euro.
No. I bought it because I was told it was a good whiskey for the price.
Where? By the person at the airport?
No, actually, by a guy that's here. He's a big Scotch guy.
Whiskey Quest just gave you the horns and said Ardbeg.
I like Ardbeg.
I like Ardbeg. So were you at the Ardbeg distillery? No.
Yes.
Yes, you were on Islay.
Yes, we were on
you went to
Islay,
4 distilleries.
Yes. And what version? There was
I've never had it. Never even heard of it.
there was a release of Ardbeg that I have at
Good
home.
Scotch. Never heard of Ardbeg.
That they had their, so when we were there in 2015, it was their 200th anniversary for the distillery, and they had a special edition that released for the festival, and I'm trying to remember the name of it off the top of my head, and I'm not getting it, but they had a similar release that went out, but it was a different release. It was same name. What's that?
Corveckian or
No.
or you mean
No,
was it
for the 200. For the 200.
okay, so that oftentimes I'll put
Perpetuum.
Perpetuum.
There was a version of it that was specifically for the Isla Festival, and then there was Perpetuum that went out everywhere else.
Ardbeg.
Yeah.
Did you see that in the liquor store here?
Yes, they had the Ugadal.
Did they?
Yeah.
Hopefully, don't
At the,
I'll pick it up.
It's
You never had Ardbeg. Ardbeg's
heard of
got
it.
it's a
In
heavily
Ontario, there's no option.
That's
Right.
not true, actually.
No option.
Listen, I got a couple buddies to hook you up with Ontario.
Well, where I'm from in
Right.
Ontario, there's no option.
You're way up north. Or
Port Perry would be
Port
There's
Perry.
fuck all there.
Port,
Most of
Did
the
you say
guys from
Port-
Ontario probably never even heard of it.
Port Harry.
Listen, so
Port Perry.
Isla
Port Perry.
is on the sort of the southern end of the Hebrides, on the west coast of Scotland.
Okay.
On the south coast, there's
He's
the
drawing
town
this on
of
the wall
Port
with
Ellen,
his finger.
and within 5
Hey, Thomas, how you
kilometers,
doing, buddy?
There's Laphroaig, Lagavulin, and Ardbeg. And those are all very close distilleries, but they're
Right.
also the 3 big, heavy peated
I was going to
whiskeys.
say that, yeah.
So the Ardbeg would be very similar to the, well, not
Similar to the Laphroaig?
in peating level
Yeah,
to the
yeah. Being
Lagavulin,
known as a peated.
and so they're the heavy peated.
Heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
You have also
Yeah.
on the island you have Brooklady, and a lot of the stuff they put out isn't peated at all.
Yeah, like the Bunnahabhain, which is up on the
Yeah.
far northeast coast.
I gotta be honest with my cabinet at home when I go
Yep.
grab a drink. Heavily peated isn't my first choice.
Yeah, well,
I do
that's
drink it,
what I'm
but I
saying,
mean,
you
it's
know,
not my first
yeah,
choice.
but
right?
that's what Ardbeg is, and the Ugadal, which they have
yeah.
down there, that's a cask strength. It's like 58 or 61%.
Jeremy
And
just
it's-
said, I guess, sorry. Jeremy, who is from Ontario, says you can't buy Ardbeg in Ontario because it is too expensive.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in Ontario. is
Screw
ridiculous.
Ontario.
Everything I buy out here is, half the price of what is.
Well,
here.
move out here.
Nah.
Have you ever had a
See
Bowmore?
the kind of people that are out here?
Have you ever had a Bowmore?
No.
Then I
I've had a
think
Dalmore.
then no.
Is any close?
No. You should pick up a bottle of the Bowmore Darkest 15-year-old and take that home. That's what I would call a medium peat.
Okay, because I
So-
do like this. I do like the peat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But this one's a little more, I find it more balanced with the sweetness.
Okay.
And it's not as peaty as a Laphroaig, more peaty than the Jura.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle. But there's lots like that. And there's ones like that that they don't even talk about having peat in them. They just happen to be balanced.
Yeah.
I don't like, and this sounds funny, and I'm being serious, I don't like peat for peat's sake.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I mean by that is, no pun intended, is that people or companies that just peat it to say I have the highest, and they've done it without a balance.
So it's kind of, well, some of them it's kind of a fun competition. It's kind of like hot sauces.
Mm.
You know, it's
I love that guy that does that hot sauce show. We should do something like that.
But like the is it the Octomore? By Brooklady, that's super heavy peat.
Some of them have been. I have the newest one.
Or Compass Box Peat Monster.
I'll
so
take
you want
cheap whiskey.
peat?
It
We'll
cures
take
everything I have anyway. Jeremy from the Sipper Social Club.
Okay.
Check he just started his channel,
Mhm.
and he did a phenomenal way he did it. He did a new an episode. He preset a bunch of episodes or pre-recorded a bunch of episodes and did one every hour his first day.
No? Cool.
Yeah. And he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
Excellent.
Port Charlotte. There's a Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's heavily beaded. I have one or two of those.
Yeah, well, that's not the Brookladies normal line.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. And I forget, why do they call it Port Charlotte? Because it's from, there's something.
I can't remember. Yeah. It's. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there might have been a distillery there previously, and Brooklady revitalized something, and they're calling it the Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
But it's
Someone's
the Port
gonna
Charlotte
answer.
is all heavily peated.
You're good, buddy.
Compared to Brookladies normal line.
You guys have a lot of catching up to do. You guys, Scotch Test Dummies just named you Kid Scotch, and that's sticking, right?
Absolutely.
It's Kid Scotch.
Kid Scotch.
From now on. Kid Scotch. I work on the radio. Kid Scotch.
I'll answer.
Come in. He'll answer.
I'll
Kid Scotch.
I'll
And you've met Sipper Social Club. You've met Whiskey Quest, new guy doing stuff.
right now.
We have the cask and drum. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And obviously Scotch Test Dummies. Okay. And then you go to the grandfather of all of this is Ralphie, right? Ralphie is very dedicated to integrity. You can't even send him a bottle, let alone a book on whiskey. He won't take it. He'll buy it. Because he wants total freedom to say whatever he wants.
Sure. Okay.
Right? He is
yeah.
very, very, very
I respect
careful
that.
that way, right?
You had to respect that.
Doesn't want to even feel the potential.
It is a damn fine name, Kid Scotch.
I like it.
That's your new name, Kid
I do
Scotch.
like
Look at he's even got a smile on his face like a little kid.
Right now, I'm picturing
Like
a set of holsters
Yeah.
and a bottle of whiskey in each.
There you go, Kid
Kid Scotch.
Scotch.
I'm in the Western, so that works.
Yes.
I was expecting something just bad, something ridiculous, but from you especially, I was expecting
No, I
you
like
to do
Kid
the
Scotch.
name.
I'm not going anywhere else.
I like
Kid
it. I
Scotch.
like it.
Big respect for Ralphie
Thank
from
you.
Whiskey
Yes,
Quest.
thank you very much.
Kid Scotch. That's gonna stick.
I'll go with it.
Done.
Pretty sure we can get everybody to call you that, especially when I show them the video. I'm gonna make a video. Oh, wait a minute! I just did Kid Scotch, and he's drinking it out of a juice glass. These are plexiglass cups, man.
What do you call these?
Head cap.
These are Canadian cups, or
Canadian Glencairn.
glass.
every time we
Glencairn makes a Canadian glass.
I know. Yeah, the big wide kind of
Yeah.
rocks, but still that basic tulip shape.
Yeah.
I have a couple.
I saw another one on Instagram today. It was kind of funky looking.
I even had one of those big Ardbeg ones.
There, Mose Chan likes it too. Kid rocks. Seriously, man, you gotta set that up. We'll do it right away. Set it up
set
before
up
some-
tomorrow at work.
Set it up. Set it up before somebody takes it. He's the Mr. Rogers of whiskey. Not you. No, Ralphie. He's talking about Ralphie, Whiskey Quest. He is. That's a very good one. Oh no, he's very. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Ralphie is the Mr. Rogers of whiskey. Yep. Well, job's almost done, boys.
We're nearing the end.
What do you figure? How long will they get out of this one?
Another week.
Not how long you'll get out of
Oh,
it.
you'll get out of it.
I'm talking about how long the damn plant will run. That plant.
They're not. I don't think they're starting up until after Saturday.
Yeah, I knew that. I told everybody, no matter what, when we
Not
say
even
we're
turning
done,
the key until Saturday.
that's right.
so-
They all want to hurry up, and then it's like a week or two before
they
they
were
even turn
able,
the key.
to do a proper decoking this time as compared to what happened over in E2. So
The
I think it'll come up relatively soon.
No, they're waiting on. There's a lines like in Aurora. There's lines not ready for us yet.
Yeah, they don't even know yet.
Uh,
Listen,
So. I
you
was
know what?
talking to the guy that runs that. It's not ready yet.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah, they're not
This
ready
is-
yet.
okay, so this is what happens at this plant. They want everything done at once. Okay, so you have the coker side, you have a utility side. Coker has more money usually in the finances, and they want everything done now. Get it done, get it done, get it done.
They
But
all
guess
just-
what? They can't do anything until utilities is ready to run.
Yeah, they all just want to be there, so that way they're not the holdup. That's
No,
what everybody.
nobody wants to be a whole. We do the same thing in the
That's right.
refractory business. We're like, yeah, we're ready. We're waiting for you.
We're not the bottleneck.
Well, we're not the bottleneck. Everybody, and somebody always is the bottleneck. But that's the game we have to play all day long.
That's right. And it's a game.
Whiskey Tribe called him Ralphie. Oh, called him the. Oh, I'm sorry. I just missed that name now. And why did I just say it? Ralphie called the, and I'm picturing it.
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. And who just called him OG of whiskey reviewers? OG.
Original gangster.
Oh, the original gangster. There's only one reason you know what an original gangster is, and I can't comment on that.
Let's hear it.
This is why we need a kid scotch to.
Let's hear it.
Whiskey Tribe. Well, you know what? You're from Ontario, so everybody out there thinks they're a gangster.
No,
especially if they're from the GTA.
No.
I'm from the GTA. We're gangsters.
I'm not from the GTA.
I know you're not. You're from Port Harry.
Country.
Port what?
Port Perry.
Port Harry.
Perry. Actually, I live in Little Britain, but anyway.
I live in Little Britain.
I say Port Perry just because nobody knows what the hell Little Britain is.
Well, I'm telling you something. This was good. And I want to have a sip of
You're
this.
going to have another little bit.
I think you guys can too. And I'm not even going to rinse mine out.
Yeah,
We had healthy drams of the Jura to finish it off. So you go right ahead. And
That Tomatin was delicious.
Princess, you wouldn't allow me to pour more in your glass.
Yeah, well, because I knew he wanted it. Good night, Loch Ness and Whiskey Kid. Cheers, everyone. What about Scotch on the Rock?
Yes.
Scotch on the Rock, Loch Ness. Don't forget him, man. Look him up on Facebook. He's going to start his other stuff.
I'll work on it.
Scotch on the Rock.
Although I might have a new house to deal with.
Oh, his wife has found a beautiful old antique house.
Oh, yeah, that'd be worth it.
For him to work on every time he's home.
In 2 years' time, it will be 150 years old.
100.
That house.
Yeah, so it's 148 years old now.
It is.
It's a beautiful looking little house.
It is. Yeah.
It is the kind of house you walk into. If they're going to serve whiskey, it would be in a decanter. Like a real crystal decanter. Just to show off.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Whiskey Ultra Starbucks.
Now I need to get a
I got
decanter.
a few nice decanters.
Yeah.
Loch Ness's uncle lives in Little Britain.
Really?
Yeah, and Loch Ness lives in Ontario.
Holy shit, whereabouts?
I don't know. Ask Loch Ness. What do I know?
Whereabouts?
He wasn't talking to you.
Look right there.
I was looking right at the screen, but I'll look at the camera. Whereabouts?
Look at the two little blue lines.
I live on
He's
the
not
lake.
gonna
There.
tell
I live
you.
on the lake there.
Yeah, send us your uncle's address for this.
Yeah.
For Kid Scotch. Kid Scotch is good.
Uh,
Hey, I met your freaking nephew on some channel I've never heard of. That would go over well. Like creepy. Oh, wait a minute. It's Port Harry. Peterborough.
Peterborough. Okay, right on.
How is Little Britain and Peterborough the same place?
They're about an hour apart, but close enough. At least he knew where the hell Little Britain was.
My uncle lives in Little Britain, Peterborough. Make your mind up.
Yeah.
Whiskey Ace.
Kawartha Lakes. It's all the same shit.
Whiskey Ace. And I already got the glasses on.
Peterborough, is that up around where there's a university there?
Yep.
The Lincoln Environmental.
Fleming? He might be thinking Lakehead in Thunder Bay.
Nope.
This is
No,
phenomenal.
Peterborough.
I don't know what those guys are
Fleming,
saying.
I think, is-
Buddy mine was from
1988, Wine and Beyond exclusive. I will be buying another bottle on my way home.
We went to some caves near there. A little park or something.
Actually, I can answer that question, but I'll let Scott answer it. Whiskey Quest. So the Scotch test dummies. The Scotch test dummies
Drinking too much, are you?
are abbreviated. What's the abbreviation for Scotch test dummies?
STD.
He's from Port Harry. He knows lots about STDs.
That's all right. I used to work for a kayaking company called Terra Nova Adventures. TNA.
That's what I'm going to change the name to. Julia will kill me. TNA whiskey. That wouldn't work over well. Chris Britton, 1988, Wine and Beyond. It was on sale up here because this liquor store is a rinky-dink liquor depot, and they're trying to get rid of it. But you know what? I'm going to check for the one that Josh has because it's 157 bottles. Do you want to try it now?
Yes, sir.
Doink. Oh, we're gonna leave a little smoke in there. Is that enough for you?
Oh, yes, it is. Thank you.
Zeus.
I'm telling you, this is what we started with. We're going back to it.
I like that.
It is nice.
Oh, that smells good.
Oh, you want to rinse?
Calm down. Settle down there, Ross.
Settle down. The guy with the forearms the size of my calf just told me to settle down.
So,
And the sunburn, like
Daniel, what is your favorite whiskey of the line?
Fishing.
This is Tomatin, man.
Tomatin, really?
I like this Cardis.
You know what? My favorite too would be the Tomatin or the Distiller's edition.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
That Linkwood is phenomenal.
Yeah, those two are definitely the best.
I'd say Tomatin, Linkwood, Cardis. The Madeira finish Cardis. That's what I'd say. Fine things fermented, buddy. You just what are you doing? Showing up so late. Fine things fermented. Fermented. Fine things fermented is the guy that we met before. 2,000 beer
Reviews.
reviews on his blog.
Yeah, right.
2,000, 2,100. What is that?
Cool.
Fine things fermented.
That's
That
cool.
was around 2,100.
Yeah, and guess where he is?
What's his favorite one?
He's less than an hour away from us, any direction up
Hey,
here somewhere.
What's his favorite one?
Ask him. Fine things fermented. Matt,
What's
His
your
name's
favorite?
Matt.
What's your favorite beer? Out of all those,
Tomatin or Linkwood? Now, see, Mose is getting in there. We gave him the three that we liked.
Yep.
Tomatin, Linkwood, or Laphroaig.
Mhm.
So two of them are distillery editions, and one is Distiller's Art, and I don't know anything about Distiller's Art as an independent bottler. I'm going to go Tomatin, but only because I'm kind of biased and I've liked Tomatin for many years. Oh, wait a minute. Little more meat on the Laphroaig. Yeah, there's some more meat on it, but you just made me think of something. You got one more whiskey to drink before
So
you leave.
Distiller's Art is by Hunter Lang.
Oh, is it?
It is.
No way. You got the box? You didn't bring the
Yeah,
box.
it's right there
Oh,
behind
the two. No way, is it?
it says
Well.
Langside Distillers, bottled by Langside Distillers.
Yeah, that's just the region.
Distiller's Art single cask, a tribute to the artisans in Scotland's distilleries who year after year produce such wonderful spirits. The Distiller's Art series is a range of single cask bottlings showcasing the character of a region or of a distillery in particular.
So, Douglas or Hunter?
Hunter Lang.
Hunter Lang. Okay, so they're related, but they kind of separated, and I think Douglas actually got the better selection of leftover whiskeys, if you want to call it that. But Lang, either one, are probably my second, no, I have to say third favorite independent bottler. Duncan Taylor is my first.
Yep.
No, second. And Single Malt Whiskey Society is my first because I like it.
What they say.
This was the best.
I'm
bottle
going-
tonight.
You read my mind, buddy. You read my mind.
So each of the hunters, like I said, with the bottle of Glen Keith that was next to it, it was also at 48. So what they say is bottled at the perfect drinking strength of 48% alcohol, as an ever unadulterated with caramel or chill filtration. These single malts are chosen from specifically or specially selected individual bourbon and sherry casks.
Mose, it's real, Mose. Continue. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
So yeah, and they have a full range going. I see a bottle of Glenlossie.
Oh, man.
Next.
Okay, I'm going to go do it. Don't tell anybody what I'm going to do. Some of the Langs. Meant to types. Love the Langs. Yes, I love the Langs too. Forgot about the SMWS. They technically are, Scott, an independent bottler.
I really like some of the stuff that the Murray McDavid did, and also has
So,
some very, very
if you
good
go to
Duaratri.
Duaratri does a good job, yeah. If you go onto the Murray McDavid site now,
Yeah.
their tins all used to look the same color-wise.
Yes.
Now they've colored them different colors for different types. But I have not seen
They're-
any around.
They've done the different colors previously because a lot of them used to be silver, but there were gold tins upwards of 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
Because Brad Stover has a bottle of Murray McDavid that's a gold, but I had the silver. I think a Murray McDavid Highland Park from 1994 was a really good one.
You guys just entertain the people on the screen.
Someone's going
Where are you going?
Right over here, young fella.
I think there's going to be a little bit of hurt tomorrow.
No,
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of hurt tomorrow.
no, maybe for you guys. Does this? Do these jeans make my ass look fat?
No, your face
The
does.
bricklayer is getting lost in the closet over there.
What did you do? What did he pour in there out of your
What?
glass? I saw this.
How about our fans out there,
You
followers?
guys got to talk to them.
Do we have
Why don't you pour your whole glass in
any
mine?
special
I checked the rest of mine.
independent bottlers or specific bottlings that stand out to you?
Oh, we're going with the old me sweat.
Oh, I saw it. Damn it. I was trying to smell that.
Seriously, dude.
Oh,
Smell that off my hands. Fine things from it. Did not see the release. Whoa, what did I miss? Anyone try the recent Glendronach SMW? No. When did it come out? Where are you going? Oh, just take it on. Don't piss on my toilet seat. He's going for a quig.
Give him an upper decker.
Ooh, gross. What did he do? Did he just pour his cup in here? Okay, it's the same stuff.
Yeah, it's not
I can
mixed.
get, yes, fine things fermented. You can get them a sample. And when did that come out? Glendronach. What's the number on it? Don't tell us the name. Maybe I have one. Glendronach. No, well, Fine Things Fermented is an SMWS member.
Okay.
And I guess there was a Glendronach SMWS release.
I've had
If I don't get it, I'm going to be hurt.
one SMSW. I
Yes.
think I've only had one.
Have you? Oh, man. You're in Newfoundland, right?
I
So I got the connections,
Mhm.
or will try to have you be able to be like the main guy out there for them or something. You got to
We'll
bring it
try
to
and figure out
Newfoundland.
something.
You gotta bring it to
so,
Newfoundland.
hopefully I'm gonna have
Okay, he just went for a quig.
a quake.
Okay, yeah, on Whiskey Tuber Whiskey Chat, we call it the quig.
this is a
Nice.
little small tasting that we had.
46.47. Malton of Montreal. Matt, can you tell me what that is? 46.47.
But look at the whole tasting.
Kalila.
3 bottles.
Port Ellen. Holy schmoly. 2 Port Ellens. 24.
No, sorry, that's the
That's the
can.
box.
Yeah. 3 bottles.
Yep. A 24-year-old Port Ellen. A 14-year-old Mexican breakfast. I know that one. And a Kalila. 29-year-old Kalila. From Signatory. Signatory is another independent bottler that does very good.
That
actually.
Kalila had a Navy escort from Scotland.
A Navy escort.
Absolutely.
What do you mean?
My good buddy
So,
Embry.
just so you know, before we go, Scotch on the Rocks on Facebook, which is this beautiful looking mug right here. Somebody said he looks like Will Sisso or Bill Sasso?
Will Sasso.
Will Sasso. Like a
Saturday Night Live.
like a stock Will Sasso from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He's a Canadian American actor,
Just as funny.
and he's funny. Yeah, well, this guy's is funny. Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
Anyway, he does tastings in Newfoundland.
So my good buddy Embry, his brother's in the Navy, and he was on assignment.
Where's mine?
He was on assignment over in Scotland, and the ship went over, and they asked if we wanted anything brought back, and we directed him to this bottle. We did a little bit of research and found it, and we directed him to that bottle. He brought it back on the ship, so it had a Navy escort
Nice.
across the North
That is
Atlantic
awesome.
Ocean.
That's cool.
That
Yeah.
is awesome. That is very cool, man. Okay, so somehow my glass got filled, I'm afraid it might have some kid Scotch saliva in it.
Oh, get it out yourself.
Alcohol kills germs.
Let's try some of that meat sweat.
That Tomatin.
Finish that. Finish that.
Anybody not here yet? Fine things fermented. I knew it was not a Glen, and I do have a bottle of that Glenlivet. I'm sure of it, and it was good. This is from your hometown here, Matt. Fine things fermented. Bart from Scotch Says Dummies talked me into trying it, so I opened it. You smell it, it makes you think of it like an East Indian restaurant.
I asked our chat group.
Not a bad way. Go
I
ahead.
asked our chat group about other independent bottlings that they liked, specific bottlings or specific independent bottlers. Did we get any replies?
Jay Fretless, he said, you ever get any bottles from Scotland? No, I have not, from the Scotch whiskey auction. Not even sure they ship to Canada. The only guy that knows about that, and you'll find him on Instagram, is Know Your Whiskey. He's up here in Fort Mac as well, lives up here, has phenomenal collection. He orders stuff and has it shipped because when you know the law, you are allowed so many liters per month for personal consumption. That's all I have to say. We are now going to try what is known as aquavit, which is quite a Scandinavian thing. Bart, shizer, I did it again. I said Bart instead of Scott. Scott has talked me into a lot of things, actually. He even told me to be nice today, and I did. Felt like my big brother was talking to me. What do you want me to do with that one?
Put
Nothing.
a bit of
That's
meat
dumb.
sweat in there.
No, you're getting it in a coffee cup.
Okay.
Anyway, my I like to call him a friend, Scott of the Scotch Says Dummies, not Bart, told me to try some meat sweat. Was that from? Yes, it is from the Wood Buffalo Brewing Company, Meat Sweat. So let me read this to you, boys. No. Let my friends try it first. Then we'll read it to you. So this one's yours, and this one's yours.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Smell that, baby. Fine things fermented. Just retracted a comment.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
It's got a lot of spice.
Don't drink it
A
yet.
lot of
No.
spice.
Spicy.
What is that spice, though? It smells like something in particular.
Well, you know what?
It's
I don't.
Indian.
It's very Indian, yes. I don't know if it is, but they
No,
distilled
it's
that
not
with
curry.
bison meat.
No.
Yes, they did.
Cardamom.
Cardamom?
Caraway.
I think there's some
Caraway.
It's a smell. It's got
That's that
a.
tea we had.
There's no-
It's got a faint hint of garam masala.
Yes, that is. You're right. It's
I-
garam
I-
masala.
Caraway.
Caraway, is it?
Caraway.
No, I don't know how caraway and garam masala go together, but
Garam masala is the
I've
one.
made my own garam masala.
No
Yeah,
Moses.
this has got a-
It's not curried in flavor.
Ooh, no, it's not curry. Garam masala.
There's
is
no
curry,
carrot.
which is basically curry to anybody
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, that's curry to anyone white, but it's not. Masala it's redder in color. It's not yellow.
Yeah.
So, have you tasted it yet? I gotta take my glasses
No.
off because
I
I'm
haven't
actually
tasted it. Should we try it?
go for it, boys. I didn't die.
Liquid garam masala.
I've never had curry so thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that it? It has nothing to do with India. It's actually more Scandinavian than anything else. Right?
Oh, there's the Scandinavian. There's the
Whiskey is ooh.
give us the rest. of the
Butter
ingredients.
masala yum. Butter masala yum. See?
Give us the rest of that. So the caraway.
Okay,
what's
I'm going to
next?
read this to you. For the adventurous only,
Definitely.
Meat Sweat is uniquely influenced by Scottish, Scandinavian, and Mexican techniques. I have no idea about the Scottish and Mexican, but I will agree with the Scandinavian in a heartbeat. And distilled in northern Alberta to create something that bravely ventures into the frontier of the spirits world. The resulting spirit is full-bodied, unapologetic, primal mix of umami, savory, and oak spice notes. Face it head on with a pinch of salt, which I didn't bring, sorry.
And a slice of lime.
exactly.
Or mix it in a cocktail. It will be unlikely anything you have ever tasted. It is done in a Mueller copper still, which does 240 liters. And I will be putting a video out of that still. Base spirit, double distilled peated spirit using Canadian and Scottish malted barley. The botanical blend, this is the key, botanical blend, caraway, coriander, chipotle,
That's what I was thinking.
Coriander.
chipotle, cumin, cinnamon,
Yeah.
orange peel, chocolate, malt, barley.
Coriander and cumin. That's like, yeah.
Yes.
Special treatment. Special treatment. Okay, turn your hair.
It's different. I
Turn.
wouldn't buy it, but it's good.
No, hold on. Quiet in the peanut gallery. Turn your volume up. The special treatment is raw bison meat washed and hung over spiced base spirit. Barrel, a mix of 55 liters New American oak char 4 and 40-liter toasted Canadian oak. Distiller, Bryce, 63. This is bottle 63 of batch 1.
See, if you were allowed, I would do it even better.
You're
I
allowed?
would actually marinate the meat in this
Yeah.
and drink this and then cook the meat.
Oh, you must be from Newfoundland because that sounds like something.
That sounds to me
What do
like
you
a
think?
winning recipe.
I don't think you can drink a lot of it at once.
No,
Wow.
this is a very slow sipper.
This is an aperitif, but
Yeah.
a Scandinavian aperitif, not one of them Italian lightweight aperitifs.
No.
Tikka masala, like chicken tikka masala. That is, I'll give you that right in a heartbeat, Whiskey Ace. They have the beast sitting in casks now, malts stored outside and smoked from the 2016 wildfires. That is awesome.
That's right.
So,
Awesome.
You didn't know that?
yeah, no, I didn't. But I have a bad memory.
That's what I thought this was.
Meat Sweat Whiskey. Nice learning something new every day. I got to run, fellas. Have a good time, Whiskey Quest. Cooking whiskey. It is most. You could sip this while you're cooking something fine on the barbecue, slow cooking,
This is interesting. I like this.
because you would never rush this. So this
No.
is the key word. Look up aquavit.
Yeah.
Okay. AQUAVIT on Google or on Wikipedia.
It's also AKA VIT, Akavit.
Yes,
is,
yes, but
yeah,
look it up on
yeah.
Wikipedia,
Yep.
not Wikipedia. Don't be stealing my ideas, Scotch Test Dummies. Wikipedia. I'm slurring my words more than I thought. That's because somebody has been pouring more in my drink. Than I'm
No.
I might be late tomorrow.
Let it reflect on your type sheet. That is different though.
But no, I like this,
Mhm.
but it's a like a sipper, slow sipper.
You do not want to be drinking lots of this. Look,
Yeah. It is
seriously,
unique.
this is
Unique.
the second time I poured it out of the bottle. Now it's a little expensive because they're a small little brewery.
Yeah.
They're actually connected
But
to
what was that? 50
$50, $57,
for
500.
500 mil.
Yeah, 500 milliliters. Half
no. It says 375.
Oh, 375.
So it's a flask.
A flask. You got big flasks in Newfoundland.
They would. Dude.
Hold on, don't go there. You're a married man. What do you think of that?
Not a fan. It's different. It's different. It's
It is
unique,
purely.
but it's nothing I would drink.
No, it's not for drinking. It's for dessert.
Yeah. Okay. I can understand
It's-
that.
it's a
I
little-
understand that.
You know, especially, honest to God, if there was an Indian restaurant there is an Indian restaurant, more than one. We should take some of this to Cedars. Those Lebanese guys
But I
would
thought
probably love it.
375 was normal flask size, flask volume.
Dude, I don't think that would fit all the way into my flask because my flask will go into my.
375 a flask is what?
Not in mine. Mine will fit into a breast pocket.
Yeah, that's just because it's round.
That's more than a can of pop, though.
I
Yeah, but
guess.
there's more in a flask than a can of pop.
Is there?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not going to argue with
I
them.
can't remember. I don't know what my
Look at
flask
them.
is.
Newfie's coming out.
Oh yeah. You can't upset.
Look at this though. How did the newfie get a sunburn?
Fishing.
Oh,
Fishing
you
trip.
went to
I was on
freaking
the back
van.
of a boat
So
for
here,
hours.
let's skip the whiskey for 1 second. This freaking newfie went to my area. He went over to Vancouver Island, where, if any of you guys know Foodquig from YouTube, is a taxi driver. He goes there, catches a shitload of fish, and then what's he do? Ships it to Newfoundland to get smoked. I ain't never heard of
Lots
something.
of Chinook salmon, a little bit of coho, and well, I have to pick up some rockfish in Edmonton.
No, you don't. You can leave it in Edmonton.
Oh, going to be cold smoked by my father.
Man, you're taking our fish from BC and sending them to Newfoundland.
Absolutely.
You obviously ran out of fish or something.
Nope.
What's this? Toss it in a basin, mix with your smoker. Should be interesting. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Well, I should send you the recipe
Ryan
that I
Richardson.
have for candied salmon that uses whiskey.
Ryan Richardson,
Whiskey
thanks.
smoked salmon.
Really?
Wow, bring it on.
Mhm.
Ryan Richardson. Morning all. Morning to you, sir. Thanks for joining. Mescal distilleries use a similar technique with a chicken and are various other items while being smoked. So dripping you drip chicken into the whiskey?
Into the mezcal? Mezcal's not whiskey.
I know that, but they drip it into the spirit. Then mezcal's still a spirit, right?
Yes. Just not whiskey.
Listen to these two guys. Kid Rock back there is
Someone's into his drams
Kid
a wee
Rock?
bit.
Kid Rock? Oh.
Kid Scotch.
How much did you drink?
I don't know, man. I don't know because somehow this glass was empty when I turned my back.
Oh, yeah. You've been drinking too much.
Oh,
You don't even know how
my
much you
Lord.
had.
I'm not nowhere near what Josh and I did. I was freaking wrecked. I was
Well, whenever this
embarrassed.
to an end soon before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're at the end here, folks, because all of us have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a teacher, Ryan Richardson, thank you very much for that knowledge.
Cheers, Ryan.
I will. I actually am interested in this. Aquavita or Vite
Aquavit. Yeah.
is well, not a liqueur, and it's not like
It's a
Jager
spirit.
Bomb, for example, not
Yeah.
Jager Bomb, but
Jager.
Jagermeisters
Yeah.
is really once upon a time was considered a bitter,
Yeah.
and it was. I mean, so they would use alcohol as a way to suspend medicinal qualities of plants and so on, right?
Do they age the aquavit at all?
I would have to read that up.
Because you have gin, which has botanicals in it.
I
And
know.
then you have
man.
this aquavit, but it's different botanicals. I think caraway is the big part.
Yeah,
I think caraway is
it is strong.
Yeah.
That and the coriander.
Yeah.
They blend well together,
oh, it works very well.
and it's
And the cumin.
and the cumin. It's
And the
47.2. It wasn't too spicy though, but it's good. Thank you, buddy. Have a great night yourself. Thank you, Ryan. I am curious about this mezcal using chicken. Is it like just drip the chicken juice into the mezcal? And I want to know
We'll have
more
to look it
about
up.
dripping the bison beef or
Mhm.
bison meat.
Yep.
From the bottle.
Smell
Kid,
it. Just want to smell it.
kids, listen, this is a tradition. Kid Scotch is going to drink from the bottle.
No, he is not.
He's no fool. He's foolish, but
I wanna
no
smell
fool. It's got a unique color to it, actually.
It
It is
does,
quite
yeah.
orange.
Amber.
Yeah, that's Macallan's.
What's the no? It's the red in it.
Yeah.
Reddish.
Amber.
It's picking that up from the Madeira
Yeah.
finished quarter cask.
Yeah.
Laphroaig does
That's
a
why I
quarter
like
cask.
the port, that ruby
Yeah.
kind of color that gets in there. Different than the sherry.
Oh,
And
that's
it's surprising how much color you can get from the small amount of exposure to the port compared to what you get from a long time exposure to sherry.
yeah. Interesting thing here is every bottle we tried was a clear bottle, but you'd be quite interested in seeing how many bottles are actually a dark green or black.
Yep.
Black arts people complained about. Dark arts or dark origins, pardon me.
Darker.
Like, I can't tell how much is left inside. I'm like, well, when it's empty, it's empty.
Pick it
you
up.
know. Yeah, pick it up. But they did complain about it. But I mean, they have marketing reasons for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, black art.
Well, I mean,
dark art.
you had the yellow submarine. It had a yellow bottle, I'm sure.
No.
They had
mine is clear.
Okay, Brooklady had a couple of other colored bottles.
I guess 2 other ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt was mentioning it. He passed on it because it was $600 a bottle. Oh my, that's crazy. Dark Origins is, I like it too.
Dark Origins, the Highland Park.
Yeah, I
Dark
like
Origins. It's good whiskey.
I like the Magnus too, and I think they shot themselves in the foot because I think that Magnus is as good or better than their 10.
Ooh, controversial question potentially. Does Highland Park use caramel coloring?
I don't know. What's it say on there? If it doesn't say unchill filtered, then they probably
No, it's
do.
not chill filtering. It's coloring. But
Oh,
I
no.
did a tasting once, and we had the brand or the rep for Highland Park, and he said that they didn't use caramel color.
Yeah.
But we had a 12-year-old Highland Park using second fill sherry casks, and then we had the 18-year-old Highland Park, aged 6 more years, using first fill sherry casks, and there was very little difference in the color.
Well, so you brought up Bowmore,
Yes.
and there's Laphroaig,
Mm-hmm.
and the darkest.
Yes.
Laphroaig is darker in color than the darkest.
Sure. Yeah. I don't doubt that they probably do use spirit caramel, and that also adds to the little bit of sweetness to the sherry. Maybe
It is.
I don't know how sweet the spirit caramel is, but I mean it's burnt sugar.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I
can't wait to go to Scotland and see some of these things and ask some of these questions.
Yeah.
I'd like
you
to
won't
know.
always get you try. I try asking a lot of questions, a lot of different people. The reps, other people that know the distillery themselves and stuff, to see what answers that you get, and it's always interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, we're at the end of our night. There's 16 of you watching. I am very appreciative of all of you. I love these 2 guys here. Well, love is a strong word. They've been very helpful to me on this job because it's the first time I've done this work in this position. They've shared their knowledge and showed me things. And the best part about all of it is that they've enjoyed and shared whiskey with me. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate it all from you guys.
You hate us a little less than everybody else.
Hate is a strong word, almost as strong as love. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I'm glad you're still here, buddy. We have a little whiskey. Somebody's drinking meat sweat.
Somebody finished meat sweat.
Somebody finished meat sweat. What are you doing? Where's your glass? You threw it in the garbage, you little weasel.
I drank it all.
You got to have something here. You poured half of this in mine, you little freaking weasel.
All right, I'll take it.
There.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, everybody. Cheers. Scott, Sipper Social Club. Fine Things Fermented. Bourbon Blind. Hey, what's up, buddy? We're just ending. Whiskey Ace. Thank you very much. Who else is in here? Because I hate missing people, and we're going to just get this. Bourbon Blind just showed up. Fine Things Fermented. Jay Fretless. Scotch Test Dummies. Sipper Social Club. Thomas. Whiskey Ace. And there's more.
Yeah.
That is good. What was that? The Tomatin.
You finish off. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, take care. Ryan Richardson's. Moe's. Whiskey Quest. And if anybody I've missed, sorry about that. Have a good night. Cheers.